Well, hi, friends. I'm Brian Cosby. This is Provide and Protect. Every year, millions of Americans in the January timeframe they make New Year's resolutions. But come like February, March, they don't keep them. So I've learned over the years a few very helpful things that someone taught me. If you want to change and next year be better off than you are this year, there's a few things I think are very, very helpful. And one of them is discipline. And so I think there's a combination of things that I think are very important. Discipline's one of them. I think also systems and then accountability. Like those three things together, and I don't know how you can fail if you don't have those three things. And so every year, I mean every day actually, I write my journal right here and I record my goals. And actually that's how I think of resolutions or goals. Not necessarily resolutions, because I just feel it's like a bad connotation for some reason for me. You know, a lot of you may be thinking about a new diet or a new, when you want to work out every day. Like there's that piece. Maybe a financial thing. You want to get out of debt this year, something like that. Maybe there's another. You want to start a new degree, education, something like that. Maybe start a new job. Well, I mean, you can have all the good intentions in the world, but if you don't have discipline, if you don't have a system in place, and if you don't have accountability, it's probably going to be doomed to fail. And so when I think about discipline, I'm thinking specifically about a couple key things. One of them is motivation or desire. We talk about the what of something, and that's your plan. That's what you do. But the why, like the real why, is your values. And so when it comes down to desire, you have to feed that desire, whatever that ultimate goal is. Like if it's to lose weight or to get in better shape or something, then you have to think, okay, what is my ultimate goal here? Why do I want to get in shape? Is it to look better, feel better, have more confidence, self-confidence, all those kinds of things. Maybe, how it is. If you go look for a new job and you are 400 pounds overweight, typically the employer may not hire you over someone else. It's just the fact of life. So the real motivation or desire, there's an old book called The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. And he says in that book that the will to do anything, think resolutions here, the will to do anything, all that is desire of sufficient intensity that translates into action. The will to do anything is desire of sufficient intensity that translates into action. And so you have to feed that desire. That might mean you reading a book. That might mean watching YouTube videos regularly, like this one, this channel, or something else like that, so that you're always growing and feeding that desire, because then you're always getting the why question in there, your values, and that remains high. So that's part of the discipline. The other part of discipline, though, is hope. Like hope that I can actually do it. Like hope that I can actually achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. The problem with a lot of people, though, with this is that they start out too big. I want to lose 100 pounds next week. I want to save $20,000 a month to pay off debt or something. It's almost unrealistic. So start small. Hey, I want to work out for 10 minutes a day, 3 days a week, right? Something like that. And that leads to the second thing. So discipline's one thing, but systems, like having a system in place, that does way better than good intentions. If you actually want to have goals and achieve something, having a system in place. So I have every night before I go to bed, for the next day, I create an A list and B list of all my stuff I need to do. A list items are things I have to do. B list items, if I don't get them done, it's okay. I can hold off a day or two or more. That's fine. But having a system in place is good, and also developing and putting in those rhythms. So like I use a Google Calendar with my family, and so I can look on the calendar and just know, hey, this is what's going on the next day. And so for like working out, for example, if that's your resolution, getting in shape or something, it's unrealistic for me to do 5 days a week. It just is. Where I live, I do go to a gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what I do. But it's just built into my calendar. It's built into my rhythms. There's no, I don't have an option. It's just part of what I do. I'm just going down the list. And I know not all of you are like that, like list people, calendar people. I'm an ISTJ on the Myers-Briggs. I'm a J, which means I like lists, I like calendars, I like planning ahead, all that kind of stuff. But that's not everybody, and that's okay. If that's not you, that's okay. But if that's not you, then you have to probably work harder at that. So discipline is number one, but number two is the systems, like putting those systems in place. So it's an actual plan with an actual timetable, with an actual like set or goals with that. So, if it is working out 15 minutes a day for 5 days a week, but be very specific with it. Build it into your rhythm, your calendar, your week. Um, there's a lot of people that are just lazy. They don't have any discipline. They don't have a desire. That they're just kind of sitting at home. They're 40 years old, still playing video games in their mother's basement or something like that. Single, this kind of thing. Like that's not what we're built for. We have a lot of people today. They have just like very little purpose. They're achieving very little, and therefore they have very little satisfaction in their life. And I believe that laziness is a declaration to God that you don't respect the time that He's giving you. And so you got to steward your time. And so I think discipline is one, systems is number two, but number three is accountability. So some of you need accountability. You can't do this by yourself, and that's okay. You don't have to feel bad about that. I've got seven others. There's eight of us. Seven other guys that I'm very close with. They're my accountability brothers. We text daily. We do a monthly Zoom call. They live all over the country. Monthly Zoom call, and then we meet together for a retreat once a year, like a full week retreat, 5 day retreat, and it's very intense. It's good. I mean, those brothers know me. They love me anyway. um, but you need accountability. If you say, you know what, I really want to get out of debt this year. I want to pay off the bills, whatever it is. I recommend on the money thing, something like Every Dollar. Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar app. Super helpful. I've been using it for many, many years. It's free, and you can just track your expenses. And you can, it's what does he say? Maybe it's either Dave Ramsey or Zig Ziglar. If you don't tell your money where to go, then you're always wondering where it went. That kind of idea. You can say the same thing about time, also, by the way. But be a good steward of your finances, your time, so that you can actually get somewhere. So a year from now, what will you have wished you would have started or done a year from now? And I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Maybe one thing. I pick three in my journal every year. I say three things that I want to achieve, three goals that I have. And I make very detailed plans on how to get there. And I think God's just been gracious to me because I've been able to achieve a lot of that stuff. But it takes these elements. God uses means. So He takes these elements of discipline, of systems, and accountability. Sorry, to get there. Got my coffee here. To get there. And so you might need that. You might need that accountability piece in this equation. But I write down those three things in my journal, but maybe just one thing. And I read all the comments, by the way. I think I read or responded to 10,000 or 12,000 comments this year so far. It is the last day of the year right now, so that's why I'm thinking about New Year's resolutions. But what's just one thing that you want to be committed to for the next year? And if this is 2026 you're thinking about, or 2027 or beyond, what's one thing that you want to be committed to for this coming year? And to feed that motivation, that desire, and also to develop and put into place a true plan that, and with those goals that's tangible and realistic. Again, not too big, but actually just realistic. And I believe that once you start to win, like achieve those daily realistic goals, like, hey, I'm working out 10 minutes a day. That's my goal. 10 minutes a day, 3 days a week. You do that, you're like, oh, I can do this, and then you can expand from that. You can grow from that. It gives you something to grow from, but it gives you that confidence, like, oh, I can do this. And then all of a sudden, now you've got the rhythms of those things, and that's really, really helpful to have that. So Anyway, guys, yeah, I'd love to hear from you on this. If you're thinking about some New Year's resolutions, again, I'd prefer to call them plans or goals, even better. But goals that you have for this year, so that a year from now, you can look back and say, all right, these are the things that I was committed to, and by God's grace, I did them. He helped me in this. I'm a man of faith. I'm a pastor, actually. So I do take that into account, of course, with all of this. But you're going to have days that you fail, and that's okay too. That's okay too. You might be like two steps forward, one step back. But are you on the right trajectory? Are you heading in the right direction? I think direction is more important than good intentions. So having the right trajectory, the right direction. So anyway, guys, hope it's been helpful for you today. I've been thinking about this, last week or so. But again, would love to hear your thoughts on this and maybe some resolutions or goals that you have for the coming year. But if you've not already done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. And thanks so much for your support for us. And we'll see you on the next video.